You read the title, you know what this video is about. It got me, okay? It got me. One Piece sucked me in, did its magic, and now I'm binging every single day because it is one of the best stories ever told, and I'm not even past the time skip. For reference, I'm writing the script after finishing the Impel Down arc. But today, I want to talk about what makes One Piece so special and amazing for me personally and my beginning experience with the series, and why you should start One Piece too. The first thing is the characters. There's not a single Straw Hat pirate I dislike. I like them all a lot, and the best part is we meet them the same time every other character does. For example, in the Syrup Village arc in the beginning of One Piece, we meet Usopp for the first time along with Luffy, Nami, and Zoro. And when he joins the crew, it doesn't come out of nowhere. We meet every single crew member when Luffy does, and we get to see them develop. And honestly, not a lot of other series does this quite as good as One Piece does. Another series from the big three, Naruto, introduces us to Team 7 with Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. We meet these characters when Naruto does, sure, but they're already established in their world. Like, Sasuke already had experienced the Uchiha clan massacre and had motivation for his actions, which isn't bad writing in my opinion. It's just the way One Piece's world is set up, it does that so much more effectively. We meet and grow with crew members of the Straw Hats while seeing the pre-existing characters like the Warlords who don't need as much motivation because they're side characters, while also setting up a huge power scale. And honestly, spoilers for Water 7 Saga, when Usopp left the crew and fought Luffy, it was one of the most emotional moments at that point in the series. I love Usopp, and when he left, I felt like he left everything behind, because we, as the viewers, have been with him since he joined the crew on this adventure, and that's the kicker. We as the audience understand why he left, and I can sympathize with Usopp. And when he rejoined the crew, it made his addition to the crew that much more meaningful to me moving forward, because he's found his role in the Straw Hat Pirates.
I take back every word I said!
Now next up is the world building. Just wow. Truly fantastic world building. One of my biggest complaints from the Naruto franchise was that they had so much world to explore when looking at their map, but yet we almost exclusively stay in the Land of Fire. Occasionally we would see other places, sure, like the Sand Village for example, but not incredibly often and not a lot of places. Whereas with One Piece, every arc is a new place to explore, and it makes sense. The world is split by the Red Line and the Grand Line into 4 ocean quadrants: the North Blue, the East Blue, the West Blue, and the South Blue. And we see characters from these different regions on Luffy's journey. Plus, the weather on the Grand Line allows for some really cool islands like Drum Island with Chopper, and it makes sense with the world that has been built. Now the pacing, especially in the beginning, is great. It doesn't take too long to get Luffy's crew together and then have some of their first real run-ins with other pirates, with Don Krieg, Mihawk, and Arlong. It doesn't speed through things at 100 miles per hour either, like I feel a lot of modern anime do. Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man feel so quickly paced sometimes in comparison to their own respective mangas, just for me personally. However, One Piece knows when to speed up and slow down its story, and those critical moments is where we have good fight scenes, and those are fantastic. So speaking of the fight scenes, One Piece handles its fights so darn good. Now, I don't think they are the best fights in all of anime personally. I think Naruto has some great fights. I think Demon Slayer has some good ones. There's a lot of really good fight scenes in a lot of different animes out there, and there's a lot of debate over that. However, One Piece puts the weight of the story into its fights and makes them its climax. The NS Lobby arc was basically a huge peaking climax to the end of the Water 7 saga with a bunch of fights for all the Straw Hats. The best fight, obviously, being Luffy versus Rob Lucci. One of the best fights in the series, probably will stay that way for me, because of all the story building up to that point. Luffy had lost to him once before, back in Water 7, and he had already been knocked down by him a lot in this fight already, and he needed to save Robin from the world government. So in order to fight these powerful opponents, CP9, Luffy develops his gear techniques, and that, along with his determination and willpower to save Robin and protect his friends, against an opponent who is trying to take her away due to her being a threat to the world government, sets up for a fantastic fight scene. And Luffy getting back up to face Lucci, and the shock on Lucci's face will always be burned into my mind after that fight, because whew, it was good. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to One Piece. This video is more of a prologue for my One Piece reviews of every arc that'll be coming out relatively soon. And of course I want to make more One Piece videos discussing theories, characters, and everything in this world. A truly amazing series thus far, and I cannot wait to catch up. I'll see you all in the land of Wano.